he fell off the cliff, but then got really angry at the game because he couldn't take it. And then he went that had this game card setting because I had left here. Of this day, we had some workers come into this house and go through some things. That's all that we had in this apartment. So at this part, that was the living room. At this part, hello and good afternoon. The time is 1:34 p.m. and it has been a very busy start to the day. We had some workers come over to our house and do a checkup and discuss what needs to be changed. So I am going to get into that in a moment, but as I have said at the end of yesterday's video about some of the games on my Nintendo Switch that I would insert the game card, for example, Mario Maker 2. So for a long time that hadn't been working, and just a couple of days ago I tried it again and fortunately it worked. So it's been about 3 years that I've been figuring out this problem. It was in a Gross Gang episode that I did where, I used Jake and, he got really angry over a game and he threw the Switch in the sink and turned the sink on and caused the device to get wet, some sort of a kid tantrum when you throw a tantrum and you just can't keep it anymore. It was episode 171 of Gross Gang, Mario Day, which I had published March 10th, 2021. Basically, the scene was set as such. Jake was playing Super Mario Maker 2, and he was playing a snow-themed level. He fell off the cliff, but then got really angry at the game because he couldn't take it, and then he went to the bathroom and put the Switch in the sink, turned the sink on, and caused the Nintendo Switch to get wet. So that's the plot. And after that, the game card reader had a lot of problems functioning. Like whatever I would put in there just wouldn't let me play. So I was down to limited games. And coming to more recently, we have brought the Nintendo Switch to the repair store and see what it was with the game cards. Like I still got to play it somehow, like it didn't break completely. But at the end of February, then I got the Switch back and finally I could get to play the games that had this game card setting because I had left here on January 15th, 2024, and after I had made it back to the US a few days later, then got to bring the Switch to the repair store, and this process took a whole month. So it's all about an episode of my old series Gross Gang. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get right into it now. So for 60 to 90 minutes of this day, we had some workers come into this house and go through some things that need to be changed. And one primary thing is this bed. All right, so we are going to remove this bed and we're gonna put a new bed in this area, almost the same size. It was July 2012 when we started living in this loft. That takes me back to when I was 10. And since then, the bed platform had been the same. And at the end of the renovation process, we're gonna have a new bed platform. Between July 12 and October 17, this was all that we had in this apartment. So at this part, that was the living room. At this part, that was the kitchen. And then in October 17, I had my school trip where we traveled around the Lycian coast. And then there came a day that we did a hike with the class. And after having come back from that school trip, then we had moved downstairs and we started to live downstairs. We had closed the loft for the rest of the year and for the whole of 2018. In early 2019, we had opened the loft once again, did some scanning around, put some things together. And then in November of 19, then I started to use the loft again. In November to December of 21, we had been taking back and forth trips to IKEA to get some house accessories, furniture, some silverware, goldware, etc. And now we're about to have this loft on renovation. That's something that we've been majorly planning on in the last 3 or 4 months.
Now it's lunchtime, and this is still an ideal weather for the spring season, as today turns to be the hottest day of the week. Later in the day, I am looking to have a barber's appointment. I was planning to have that yesterday, but couldn't get it to work. Like, all appointments after 3:30 p.m. were booked. Alright, it's just in. I just had a haircut. It turned out to be a huge surprise, because after that hour, all the appointments till the end of the day have been booked. So we just got it done right away, and off to lunch. And a haircut, had a sandwich, and it's great that I got it done before tomorrow we have first of all, my grandma's birthday celebration, and could also be like an early birthday thing for me. And the day has finally come and passed, because now it's been 2 days since UFC 300 took place. It's been a heck of a fight. There's been 2 epic matchups this weekend: Jamal Hill versus Alex Pereira, and Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. It's been an epic UFC weekend. In a couple of months, Islam Makhachev will be on stage again. That'll be exciting to watch. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Oh my God. Yeah, you heard that. I couldn't even believe that. And the sun has already set. Well, even in this circumstance, it is hard to see the sunshine, but we can see the moon very oddly. That's a half moon already, and I haven't seen this in a while. Birds sitting at the rooftop of the house that's next to my apartment in the loft. Whoa! Oh my God! Wow! That's an epic ending. That is the most epic ending to UFC 300 in a fight there between Pereira and Hill. Like, TKO, obviously, but man, the way that he was just smacking him, that was like, it's like a gorilla punching on to a crooked tree. I heard an interesting statistic saying that Pereira took 190 hits in this fight. It didn't even take 3 minutes to sum up this fight, and holy shit, that was just banging balls. Holy heck, just look at this. This is hard to believe, but you see there's this guy running a motorbike, and all of a sudden he got knocked down on the road. And this as well. That's just wait and see. You're gonna see. Oh shit! Some worker fell on him. I thought this was some sort of metal or some house furniture, but apparently it is a person. And again, wait, look at this. What actually? So he was holding a trigger onto the guy's head. You see. And this is how they put him. It's, my goodness, it's like when you're heading to the supermarket, right? They put those 4 or 5-year-olds in the wagon, and that's what they put the victim into. Man, that's just crazy. After just having watched that UFC 300 highlights, now there's some of the most bizarre, unbelievable, unimaginable stories that went onto such an unbelievable scenario. And that includes like the last bit of story I was talking about, where the guy put a pistol onto the person walking in front of him in the head, well, at the back of the head, then shot him. That's just madness.
Now it's 9:13 p.m. It's time to wrap up what has been a heck of a day. Yeah, guys, I had to let my phone charge this last hour because it was dead. But I am going to put a vlog to this end right now. So I'm going to say that's it. Thank you so much for watching this. And yeah, in a few days, we'll get the renovation underway. Tomorrow, we'll be heading to my grandma's house, have the party there. See you guys.